Hey all, Andy here with a quick message. Thank you to our listeners who have been waiting a while now for new episodes. Life has been pretty lifey for all of us, I'm sure. But before Blaine and I get into it, I did want to acknowledge the long wait, but also give a quick nod to those who are just trying to keep it together. I don't know about y'all, but for the last couple of years, things have been weird and tumultuous with work and family and everything. And so, as they say, change is the only constant, so whoever needs to hear it, hang in there. Anyway, as I've said before, every motoring story I have starts with a chat, and I'm excited by the chats we've been having. Stay tuned this season for some project updates, some interviews, and some dumb ideas. Full disclosure, the first few episodes are a little bit older, but there's some groundwork we need to lay, so that's it. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks.
Welcome to the Hole in the Head Moto Storytime podcast with Andy Taylor and Blaine Dehmlow. In this episode, an unexpected honeyhole, a new heart for an old Volvo, and an Italian point of contention.
Yeah, so on the way back to Seattle, always looking for Craigslist and whatever.
Right.
But this time I had no room. Like it was to the gills stuffed. But about a year ago, I saw a guy on Facebook in a little vintage Italian whatever group who was selling some pretty rare things at pretty reasonable prices.
Okay.
But he lived in Spokane, and it's just far enough away to be a pain in the ass to get over there.
Right.
And not trying to spend more money and blah 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 blah. So I thought, at least I'll pop in, and I have a real inability to bring anything home, so I'm gonna be straight up with him. I'm not buying anything, but I'd love to see what you got. So I go over and he's totally cool guy. Go meet him. He's got a couple things he wants to sell. Is a Parilla Olimpia, little 125.
Okay.
He's got about 12 50s and 60s Italian singles.
Okay.
The couple that he had that I was initially interested in, I think I talked to you about it, was a little moped.
Mm-hmm.
He sold that one, but he's got a Mosquito, which is like a bottom mount Garelli bicycle. This Parilla Olimpia, an early MV Agusta 125. Just like super cool shit, that I've never seen on Craigslist anywhere,
Right.
at pretty reasonable prices. So
What do you mean by reasonable?
So
I mean, because we're before this airs, we're probably going to buy some of them. So don't,
yeah,
like we're going to lose the deal. So
so the Parilla he wants 1,200 for.
Okay.
And then the MV Agusta he wants 6 or 7. He's got another Parilla GS, like the little more racy e-bike.
Yeah.
And it's in pieces. It's more, or he's rebuilding it, but he wants like 5 or 6K for that one, which is reasonable. But these little sort of commuter bikes,
Yeah.
are awesome. And he's got a little Ducati Falcone that I have never seen before, in real life, let alone on Craigslist. Of course, he's keeping that, but he's got a bunch of Ducatis.
Oh, cool. Well, Andy, we're going to have to reconcile the fact that I'm going to want that MV Agusta. So,
okay.
let's negotiate, because I can't take it away from you. You found it. It belongs. I mean, it's by rights. It's yours. I get that. How much do I have to give you for it? Because what if I gave you enough that it paid for half of something else that you wanted?
We'll see. Because I don't know everything else that he has. That's the thing. He has this garage that I saw. I don't know what he wants for the Mosquito. I don't know what he wants for the Benelli.
What do you want the most out of that whole collection?
I want the Agusta and
that's
the
what I
Parilla.
want. I haven't seen it. That's the one I want.
It's so, and it's not like an especially.
No, I know
but
what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's just it's like a late 50s MV Agusta.
I want it.
And do you know what an Olympia is?
Who do you think deserves it more? I mean, because you have to decide, right? Because you have all the cards again, right? You have all the chips. So basically, what's going to happen here is what you want to have happen. So on what basis will you be deciding that either you get it or I get it? I'm just curious.
We'll see. I have no way to answer that question.
No, yes, you do. Yes, you do. I mean, it's you found it by rights. It's yours. You don't owe me a thing on it. All right. I'm just coming forward and tell you I want it. And then now it's up to you to tell me to fuck off. You get it. Finders keepers, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to be in a position where you're again trying to kill me because because of this Italian motorcycle that unless that's just our thing till so far on the apocalyptic battlefield, I'm riding a Parilla or an MV Agusta and you're chasing me with a flaming sword.
I would tell you that I don't do this with everybody. Like, I don't have a long list of people that I want to kill for what they have. You're primarily the one.
Yeah.
So
doing something right.
Yeah. All right.
So it's a 125, but he also has a 175 engine. So it gets better and better. Yeah. It's well, that's all I have to say. I'm not gonna tell you anything else actually. But he has, what made me think about you is when I walked into the garage, he's got a
Don't try to put me off on something else, just so that I'll stay off of Agusta.
He's got a rolling shell of a P1800.
Oh, okay.
That's somehow kitted out into like a street racer. It's got big fat tires on the back.
Yeah,
it's like the Batmobile. And then a couple old 30s trucks and cars. But yeah. So I met him. He's a great guy. He's not he's not in a hurry.
All right, I'm just going to throw this out there, and it's not really enough to make a difference, but I'm saying that I'll go 30% over on the asking price of the MV.
Well, that's okay.
So that it gives you a third off of something that you want from him.
How's that?
It's just something to think. What's that?
How's that?
It's just that means I'm giving you some money towards something else that you might want to get while you're there. So all of a sudden, pick another bike in the collection, you're going to get that for almost a third off.
Yeah. So
if you let the MV Agusta come to me.
All right. Well, I may or may not get it. I may not.
Yeah,
I may not.
Yeah.
I may not chase it.
No, now I know for sure that you're gonna have more fun trying to make sure I don't get it than you are just getting it.
maybe not. Well, I'm trying to find, because now I'm looking at it and I can't find the model that it is.
See, I don't care what model it is.
But yeah, exactly. It's an old MV Agusta. Like, how often do you ever? How do you ever see an vintage MV on sale or for sale?
Yeah. All right.
So there you go. Did you find anything on your way home?
I did, actually. I found a guy that I have the Volvo 1800, and I need to put a set of timing gears in it. My motor's pretty well sacked, but they can run forever that way, so I don't really care. But I found a guy that just had a brand new motor that he'd gone through and done everything to, and ended up selling the car to somebody else who had to have it. And then he just thought this motor was redundant, and he wanted $400 for the brand new motor, never been run, bored over. I mean, kind of nice, all the nice stuff you do to a little Volvo to make it run nice, he's done. And it's, if you were to do that, you can just easily get into $3,000 range, to have that motor done. And he let it go for $450. So I went and got it. And
oh wow.
So yeah, so that's, and then the day after that, I called up. There's a guy I know. His name's Dick McClure, and sometimes he appears on some of these car shows and stuff. He's a Pebble Beach collector personality, but has a lot of fun, real stuff. Old vintage racing stuff or whatever. Anyway, he'd called me 3 months ago telling me he was looking for a Volvo motor to put in an old MG that he's putting together. So I called him up, and he bought my core engine. And I said, hey, it's oily, it needs to be rebuilt. And he gave me $450 for it. So in the great twist of things, I ended up just, got a free race motor.
Yeah.
That's now in parts in the back of my car. I got a
$50 for taking it out.
$50 for taking it out. So that was kind of a nice little swing, but as happy as it made me, I didn't have that feeling deep inside. And when you said Moto or MV Agusta, as soon as you said that, there was a certain sensation that I felt, and I know you felt it too. That just the air almost leaves your lungs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think, wait, did he say all those words that I heard in the same sentence?
I just heard blah, 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 MV Agusta, blah, 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 blah. Well, how long do we have to wait on this one then, Andy?
Basically, you know how when you take a big trip and
Mm-hmm.
there's a little bit of settling down time before you can rationally say, well, let's take another big trip. Like that's about how long.
You really haven't unpacked yet?
I really haven't unpacked yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I took a couple things to the shop and that's it. But that said, I'm thinking about going back to Oklahoma in August.
Okay.
And just being, I mean, because again, kids not in school. So at a certain point.
Well, I hate that it falls to you, Andy, but do you think that guy, how about this? How about for the show, let's see if we can get him on the phone just to tell us what he has and we can chat with him.
No.
Why not?
No.
Why wouldn't you want to do that? It'd be very entertaining for people.
I see.
No, I'm talking about for the interest of the podcast. We have a guest.
Sure.
And we just, see what he has. We'd be able to hear.
I'll check with him. He's private.
I think
he's super private guy.
I think everybody would be really interested. Now, listen, it's one thing if you put yourself in front of me on this. You deserve. You are in first place. I get it, but you can't put the show, our collective media.
It's not going to work. I know it.
I mean, really, consider the community and all the listeners that would be moved and drawn in.
Yeah.
To talk to the fabled guy that's got the Italian stallions.
Yeah.
And, what's your wife going to say if you shoot another 7 honeys on a MV Agusta?
If she knows I didn't buy anything this trip, right? So if I show her what it is and sort of, to be haughty, but like sort of enlighten her on what it actually is, not just some shitty old motorcycle that I kind of want, like this is a super rare, hard to find thing, and that's a great price. I think that she'll be on board. You know what I mean?
I was hoping she'd be pissed at you.
What about the Mosquito?
That's for you.
It's only missing a couple brackets.
I don't care about that. I don't care what's missing on the Agusta either. I don't care.
Whatever it is, he's got it.
Yeah. Well, because you know what my wife would say if I bought that?
What's that?
That's great. When are you going to go get it?
Yeah.
We watched we watched From Dust to Glory the other day. You ever watch that?
What is that?
It's the long story behind the movie, but it's a movie about guys that race in Baja.
Okay.
Baja 1000. And then he just did another movie here in 2018. First one was 2004. Then his father did movies early on, like on Any Sunday, the great motorcycle classics and some surf movie classics.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so these are great movies. Anyway, we watched the 2018 one, which is, I think, just From Dust to Glory 2 or something like that. And, I'm fighting back tears at the end of this thing. These guys are out. I just think it's such a beautiful thing. And I get up the next morning and my wife's written on a 3x5 card and it says, "This year's Baja, November 17th. Left it on my computer. Wanted to know if I was going to make some plans. And I thought, damn it, if I just had cartilage, I would consider it. But
look at you and your partnership marriage.
I'm just saying it'll probably cause a divorce if you come home with that MV Agusta.
It's funny because like
I think your daughter really likes having mommy and daddy in the same house.
This is such thin ice that I'm talking on right now. God, it's funny because you think, well, okay, you don't want necessarily all your interests to be shared. You know what I mean? Like those couples in their 70s that go bird watching are so sweet. They're so sweet, cute. But I don't know if I can do, like, I don't know how I can share that much of myself.
Yeah.
With someone, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
And at a certain point in our marriage, it was like, you know what? You want to go hiking, go hiking. I don't care. Like, I'm not offended that if I don't go, if you go without me, just like, I'm going to go to this swap meet and get sweaty and shitty all day and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And but that Like there's got to be a middle ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is, but it's funny. Just like,
Well, I think you might be messing it up a little bit though. That delicate balance. If you bring home that MV Agusta out of order, I tell you what, consider this. Why don't I buy it? All right.
Yeah.
And then you know me, I've got illnesses. I could die in a minute. Right.
Stop.
I mean, you know that, right? I'm just living moment to moment down here, you know, and besides I'm much older than you. And I'll fill out a piece of paper right now that says, in the unfortunate event of my demise, that Agusta would come to you directly, right? I mean, I wouldn't even ask you to buy it from my estate. I would just say, listen, this is just for Andy. It'd be for you to carry on.
Yeah. Well, what I'll do is I'll hire somebody to go to your house and dig the potholes deeper and like, you know, let some snakes loose out in the prairie.
How much time? Listen, let me ask you this: in reasonably estimating, how much time do you think you have left on the earth?
How about if I'll give you
just taking a guess? just saying. Listen, I mean, I realize, you know, but just
hey, I never expected to live into my 40s.
Yeah,
I'm on.
But you're safe. You're safely talking another 40 years, likely talking another 50, right?
Yeah.
In some ways, that's a long time to hog a motorcycle to yourself.
It's
that's
almost
one way
as
to
long
look
as
at
that
it.
motorcycle.
But the other way to look at it is that if it was shared with me, and then I went on to heaven and left it for you in the Greece Cathedral, that would be that'd be a better story for the show, wouldn't it?
It would be. It would. Could
you imagine
be
that?
A better story for the show. You know, it'd be even a better story for the show.
What's that?
Is if I just kept it.
Really? Yeah. That sounds endlessly interesting to our listeners.
No, if I don't know, if I just kept it. If I put it in the back of the van and brought it and showed it off. Yeah.
Well, I do have to say I do understand that. So just for the record, it's your bike. You're first on it. You found it. You should do what you want to do.
He may sell it out from under us, so there's nothing.
Well, I'm not hoping for that. How about we go halves on it? Oh, that's half price. You work on it, do whatever you don't want to do, bring it down here. I do it, and we kind of, share it.
Yeah. Let's just think about it. Let's noodle on it. I think we think that's a good idea.
I think we got it. I think we got it, Andy.
You're so good at this.
Whew, for a minute there, I didn't think we'd get it, but I'm so glad. I think we got it.
I feel so much better.
All right.
Let me see if I can find a picture of it.
What year do you think it is?
I think it's I couldn't even say now. Maybe a 60, 58, 59, 60, something like that. So it's not and the thing is they didn't have names, right? It was just an MV Agusta 125 or whatever.
RX or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and but the Parilla is an Olimpia.
I can see how much you love that. That's a neat one.
Stop. It is actually really cool because the tank itself has the knee cut.
You're correct.
It is so cool. I might want that one instead. It's hard to find a picture. I'm gonna see if I can call him and have
Oh, you're gonna talk to him?
Yeah, I'm gonna go pick him up Thursday.
This podcast is produced and edited by Hole in the Head Moto. Want to help us out? Go ahead and subscribe and leave a review. It's a huge help and we appreciate it. See you next time.
Yeah, watch Dust to Glory. Both of them.
You want to say hi?
Hello, Dylan.
Who's that? Say hi. Now you can hear.
I saw you when you were in Oklahoma. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Mr. Blaine.
Mr. Blaine.
That's right.
How old is he?
How old is he?